You are welcome again to ADE Digital Marketing Services. Today, we are going to look into the title Urine Therapy Terminates Spiritual Attacks. There are different types of spiritual attacks. I categorize them into two. Category number one, these are persons whose thoughts, demons influence and control. Their actions and emotions are also under the influence of these unseen wicked spirits. People in this category can no longer think correctly. Their behaviors tend to lunacy or madness, which means the demons have damaged a portion of their brain. In such cases, I assure you that urine therapy is specialized in rebuilding the organs of the body that have been damaged. It will return that damaged portion of the body to brand new. The only problem in this case will be to be able to get the individual to drink his own urine or somebody else's urine regularly. After all, those admitted into the psychiatric hospitals do respond to the medications given them. In this case, urine therapy will certainly return their damaged portion or portions of the brain to brand new. Urine specializes in resolving health problems that seem to have no solutions. You might try the water urine for such individuals. They will think it's only water. Category number two, these are persons that are being attacked by charms. The word charms may sound differently to people based on their cultures and traditions. However, in the African context, a charm is an object that causes harm to the individual affected, which could even lead to his death if care is not taken. When a person is charmed, his physical well-being is affected, whereby he becomes sick or weak in his body. He will not be able to undertake his daily chores or activities. The charm must have affected a certain organ of the body, although medical tests may show that nothing is wrong with the individual because it is a spiritual affair. Therefore, the urine therapy will decipher the troubled organ and go ahead to rebuild that affected organ to its original state so that the individual will regain his health. At this juncture, let me give examples of some events that happened to myself and to some other people. One day, I listened to a radio program in my country where a young man disclosed that he had a dream that somebody fed him with some substances in the dream, which he ate. On waking up from his sleep, he began to experience excruciating pains in his stomach. His excretions had maggots at the very point where he defecated. As he was defecating, maggots were coming out. This condition made him seek out for those that could cure him of the health issues. All to no avail. One day, somebody introduced this mysterious urine therapy to him, which he agreed to. He resorted to drinking his urine, and guess what happened? He began to defecate dark-colored excretions. This continued for several days until he was finally cured of this conundrum. Are you in a state of confusion? Just like this man, you are already fed up with your condition because you cannot find somebody to cure your health issues. I advise you to embrace this life-saving information for your good. It's for your good. Here is another one. A woman once visited my family and we delved into discussions which later led us to discuss on health issues. She was complaining about some health issues in her body, and when she made mention of her eyes suffering from cataract, I interjected her words. I told her that she should not waste time in applying her urine to the eyes. When she heard this, she said, Yes, I am quoting the woman now. I have heard of urine therapy before. In fact, my mother of over 80 years drinks her urine. She said, I think this urine can even ward off satanic attacks. Because when I visited her in my hometown, one day my mother felt a terrible pain under her armpit and she exclaimed that this definitely is ata. This ata in my language is pepper in English language. Of course, this pepper is not the type used in cooking stew, but a terrible charm. This ata, if not quickly attended to, can cause the affected parts of the body to rotten. Imagine a part of a living human being getting rotten. What do you think will happen? The answer is outright painful death. She said her mother quickly took some of the urine, which she has hidden somewhere in the house, and applied the urine to the ata. And that was how she got to know that her mother was a urine therapist. That was a woman aged 80 years plus. This same woman mentioned one of her acquaintances who used urine therapy to cure the goiter in her neck. I even learned from some reliable quarters that whenever you are able to identify a charm or satanic object around you, if you can get urine to pour on that charm or object, the evil mission of the charm will be aborted. I believe it because this urine therapy does a lot of mysterious goodies for mankind. Now, let me tell you about my own personal experiences as touching spiritual attacks. One day, I had a dream. A man with whom I engaged in an altercation suddenly appears to me in a dream with a knife. Before I could move my arms away from him, he started cutting my fingers with knife. Then I woke up. When I woke up, I discovered that some of my fingers at the right hand side were stiff. I could not move them freely. Before those fingers would come down, I had to assist them with other fingers from the left hand side, yet with terrible pains. I remember the dream very well. So I resorted to the urine, which I had kept in a container. Please note very well that you must treat your urine specially. Use a very clean plastic cup or glass cup or even a very clean plastic bottle for it. Otherwise, if you use dirty containers to collect or store your urine, you will definitely cause irritations for yourself. So every day, I would apply the urine on the fingers before I went to work and after returning from work. This took several days before my fingers were delivered from a painful attack. It even came back at other times, but the strength of pains were, went down drastically. It continued to go and come until it finally went off. Let me give you one more example. One night, my wife and I were about to sleep, and when I got into the bedroom, I saw a cobweb stretched from one end of the bed to the other. I was surprised, so I cut it off with my hand. I did not know that a spider with long legs was targeting my eyes from another angle. When I raised up my head to see if the cobweb had really been cut off, all of a sudden, within a twinkle of an eye, I just saw the spider with its long legs rushing to me with the help of the remaining cobweb at the other end. In a nutshell, this long-legged spider swiftly entered into my right eye. This scenario can be compared to a time of war where soldiers navigate a very large and deep cliff by hanging on a rope to cross to the other end. And before I knew it, different unexplainable sensations began to happen to me. I felt some rowdiness in my head. My left eye was not left out. And worst of all, I felt a strange movement in my right arm. The spider seemed to be moving slowly downward into my right arm. I tell you, it was a very terrible experience. So I rushed into the bathroom where I had kept some of my urine, and I started applying the urine to my eyes and arm. While I did this, it felt as though crumbs of stone were falling into my mouth. I felt as if some stones were dropping into my tongue. At the same time, I rebuked the devil continuously. As I applied the urine, after about 30 minutes, I became healthy. I was delivered from the evil mission. Then I went to sleep peacefully. Imagine if I had not kept some urine in the bathroom, what would have happened? It would have resulted into untold suffering that night and beyond. I might have spent thousands of money on treatment to no avail. Maybe my eyes would have even been terribly affected. Probably I would have been blind. And at the hospital, they might say nothing was wrong with me. It's not their fault because their equipment will not recognize a spiritual issue. So if you are here watching this video and you are still doubting the efficacy of urine in curing your health issues, you are only doing yourself, because you cannot tell what health issues will befall you tomorrow. If you continue this way until the D-Day and you have not known how to apply your urine to the health condition, you would have yourself to blame. For the sake of those watching my video for the first time, I need to drop this salient information on the use of urine therapy. Every healing method has its own unique do's and don'ts, which you must follow intently in order to achieve success in healing. Otherwise, you may be in for trouble. In like manner, the urine therapy also has its own do's and don'ts. And if you neglect the laid down rules, you'll be abusing the substance, thereby endangering your life. You would even be confused in the long run due to the way it works. Therefore, you must first of all understand the nitty-gritty of this life-saving substance before using it, so that you might regain absolute health in the long run. And so, I have taken it upon myself to write an e-book on the subject of urine therapy. This e-book contains detailed do's and don'ts of urine therapy. It also contains a lot of my sweet experiences as a urine therapist in the past 24 years. You will also find in the e-book various ways by which you can tackle your health issues with the urine therapy. It is a very handy guide for every intended user of urine therapy. My WhatsApp and email contacts are at the beginning of this video. Please replay the video in order to get my contacts. You can use any of these contacts to order for this ebook. I implore you to hastily order your own copy of this ebook as soon as the video ends. I also advise that you read and digest the information in the ebook in preparation against any health issues you may encounter in the future. And since there are so many diseases on earth, the ebook will certainly not cover all health issues, but the treatments to others that are not mentioned in the ebook can be inferred from the ones mentioned. In conclusion, if you are watching this video on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell button so that YouTube may update you whenever I release other videos. And if you are watching me on other social media platforms, kindly follow my videos so that you may get my other videos on this subject regularly. And please make efforts to share to your loved ones who may be suffering under any form of health issues. You will be helping many souls live a meaningful and healthy life by sharing this video to them. Lastly, please drop a comment on these videos. 2 to 3 words of comment are enough. My next video shall be titled Urine Therapy Terminates Stroke. Thank you for sparing your valuable time to watch this video. You shall be glad you did. Until next time, when we shall meet again, I say stay healthy.